Hello everybody, and welcome to the re-ranking of every single KrmaL level. That's right, we are redoing this because the original video fucking sucked. So, the idea here is that we're going to be ranking every single KrmaL level, and we're going to be doing it in a tier list format. I have the tier list pulled up right here, and I have every single level. Now, right off the bat, a big difference between this and the last time is that I'm not holding back, I'm doing every single level. I'm not leaving out anything. If it is on KrmaL's account, it is fair game. It doesn't matter if it's just a collab he hosted, or if it's unrated, I am reviewing everything. And the main reason I'm redoing this video is because, honestly, the original video sucked, yes, but also I am more knowledgeable about KrmaL's levels, and on top of that, I'm better at the game, which means I can appreciate a lot of these levels more. A little bit of a side tangent here before we get started, but I've realized that KrmaL's levels are the kind of thing where you fucking hate them until you can do them. Like, the moment you gain the skill to do these levels, their enjoyment fucking skyrockets and they suddenly become some of the best levels in the game. I don't know why that happens, but what I mainly want to say is that if you are not good enough to do KrmaL levels, you probably won't like KrmaL levels. Not just because of frustration at a skill issue, but because they will feel bad even if they are not, because they are so weird and so odd. So you have to be able to do them to enjoy them. That all being said, without further ado, let's get into the tier list.
80 minutes later.
Okay, yeah, maybe I need to make some changes here. Yeah, so one of the things that has absolutely changed since my original KrmaL video is that I think every single KrmaL level is S tier. Even the ones that aren't good, like Big Boned, where it's very obviously low quality and shit, I think do such a good job at being funny that I would still consider them to be S tier levels. It's because of that I need to skew this in terms of how much I actually like the KrmaL level. Meaning, an F tier KrmaL level is still an S tier level in my opinion, so just keep that in mind as we go into this video. That all being said, let's start with KrmaL's first level, Alive. Alive is weird because Alive is basically just someone else's level that KrmaL slapped a straight fly at the end of, and if I remember correctly, this was KrmaL trying to get their first rate, so they literally just had someone else. I don't know if they made it for KrmaL, or if KrmaL, like, just asked someone if they could have the level on their account or something, but all I know is that this isn't even really that much of a KrmaL level to begin with. It's just that he put the straight fly at the end, verified it, and put it on his account. That's it. This is kind of a lame level, all things considered, but the straight fly is extremely funny. I'm hesitant to put it in F because I don't think it plays badly. It could be significantly worse, but it's just kind of generic, and yeah, it's not even a KrmaL level. I'm thinking C or D. I'm gonna put it in D tier. I just don't think anyone's gonna cry about this or give a shit because it's fucking Alive. Who talks about this level? Alright, now we have the 3 invisible levels, starting with Invisible Club Step. I mean, really, I don't know how to talk about these separately, so we'll talk about all of them. The thing about the invisible levels is that you would expect them to play fucking terribly, right? Because they're, you know, the RobTop levels, but invisible. But speaking on Invisible Deadlocked, at least, I can't speak on the other two. Invisible Deadlocked actually plays very well. It's a very fascinating level to learn, it's a very fascinating level to figure out, and just in general, it's surprisingly satisfying. Even if they play like ass, they're probably just really unique and fun to figure out. And also, you gotta think about it from the perspective of how impressive this was to verify at the time. Like, just the fact that KrmaL was able to do this back when the game was a lot easier than it is now. Like, this is not something that was feasible back then. And yeah, sure, nowadays we have stuff like Blind Blizzard being done, but back then, these verifications, even if you ignore the level's quality, was revolutionary, and yeah. I cannot put any of these levels higher than B, just for the simple fact that they are just the RobTop levels with an alpha trigger, and from a creator perspective, it really didn't take that much effort to make these. But I think I actually am just gonna put them in B on that note, because it is genuinely impressive that these were done, and on top of that, Invisible Deadlocked is surprisingly fun. In fact, let's move Invisible Deadlocked to top of B. I will say, I've heard that Invisible ToE 2 might not play that well, but I don't know. I can't speak on that. We're just going off of what I can speak on here. Rearmed. God, I wish I liked this level more than I did. I don't hate it, I really don't, but it's held back by the duel. I just don't like it. I know people have said the duel gets consistent, but even if it gets consistent, it just doesn't feel that good to me. I will say, if ignoring the duel, a lot of this gameplay is really cool and unique. I really like the wave gimmick at the end, and I also think the song representation is really strong with this one. I'm gonna say A tier. It's fine, but you're gonna see that as we go with this, it's going to fall farther and farther down. This is probably gonna permanently be bottom of A. It's... Alright, let's do some adjustments here. I think the invisible levels are going down here, and this is going into B. That feels more right. Mainly just because A and S feel a lot more high quality. Yeah, we're gonna move those down. Okay, Lit Fuse. Why the fuck is the progression of this level so good, dude? I don't understand how KrmaL managed to... I said KrmaL, god damn it. I don't understand how KrmaL managed to pull this off, man. This is so fucking impressive. This is just such a cool level. The idea of it just being a slow build-up, and then at the end it explodes like a bomb, and the level goes fucking crazy. Like, that's so cool. I will say... I do not like the ship wave duel. That holds it back quite a bit for me. But other than that, like, I love this level. This is the KrmaL level, or at least the KrmaL demon that I think I'm the most likely to beat first, because I had progress on it and dropped it, so I'm probably going to pick it back up at some point. I legitimately think that this level is extremely fun. The drop is actually some of the best gameplay I've ever touched. The pre-drop is... controversially, this is going to piss some people off, but I think it's very fun. I really like the pre-drop of Lit Fuse. I like basically everything except for the duel. I think it's all really fun. Albeit the ship can kind of become a drag when you're playing from zero, but other than that, I think it's good. We're going to say... I'm debating between S and A tier. Yeah, I'm gonna put it S. I don't think its problems drag it down enough to bring it down to A, but I can definitely see Lit Fuse being bottom of S, or at least pretty low in S tier. As you're gonna see as we go through this, there's gonna be a lot of S tier. Just spoilers, but yeah. Conical Depression. This is an interesting one. I don't remember what I originally said about Conical Depression in the old video, but it was probably wrong, because that video sucks. Here's the thing. Conical Depression, in my opinion, is surprisingly fun. I have runs on it. I considered going for it for a little bit, but I couldn't get the pre-drop down, which we'll get to that in a second. But pretty much everything, the moment you get past the old wave challenge part of the level, which, yeah, if you don't know, this is an extended wave challenge, but when you get past what the original wave challenge was, and you get past that part of the level, it's very fun. The problem really does come down to the fact that the beginning really does suck to play and ruins the From Zero experience. It's basically why I dropped it. That being said, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room, and that's the deco. I don't care. I really don't get why people get hung up on the fact this level just looks like a 1.0 level, because I really don't think it should matter, because I don't think decoration is the only thing that can make your level stand out and be unique, and this level, even to this day, has some very unique gameplay. Like, looking at this level, you really do not see gameplay like this at all. Like, even to this day. This is very abstract, very weird gameplay, and I think the gameplay alone can push this to being rate-worthy, so I really don't get why this level's rate is so controversial. I don't think the deco is bad. It's fine. I'm gonna put it in A. I'm gonna put it in A, and I'm gonna put it there specifically because of the pre-drop. If the pre-drop was nerfed, it would probably go in S. Phobos. Alright, I'm gonna do something that I should have probably done in the original video, and that's I'm going to create a new tier. I'm gonna put Phobos here. This is for levels where I legitimately do not know what I think of this, because opinions on Phobos that I hear are all over the place. I hear some people say that it's extremely fun. I hear some people say that it's some of the worst gameplay they've ever touched. And I also don't know how I feel about the deco, because on one hand I think it looks good and memorable, but on the other hand I think it's messy. And then there's also the gameplay, in my opinion, you could say is fun, but also the play testing is shit. And this level just somehow manages to spread red fire the entirety of the quality scale. Like, this is simultaneously, depending on which part you're looking at, fucking terrible and fucking amazing. It's just weird. This level's quality is so inconsistent, but that also gives me mixed feelings because that inconsistency gives the level a charm that makes it a lot more memorable, because I feel like if the whole level was polished, it'd oddly be less memorable. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. This is going in the I don't know tier. Depending on what side of the bed I wake up on, this is either one of my favorites or one of my least favorites. So, yeah, it goes into the confusion tier, I guess. Heartbeat. Alright, so, here's one of the biggest diversions from the old video. Heartbeat is going in S above Lit Fuse. I don't know why, but Heartbeat's theming is so fucking good. And also, in retrospect, I think the gameplay is actually really cool and really good. I love the gameplay for Heartbeat. I think it's all very fun. And the only two parts I have an issue with are the robot that's towards the end and the very last click, which, depending on your alignment, can be a single frame delayed frame perfect, which is really annoying. But other than those two issues, Heartbeat is extremely fun, and also just looks cool, has good theming, and I guess you could say the deco looks off and unpolished, but I also feel like the level plays into that as a strength, and kind of uses darkness as a way to accommodate for the rough and raw look that it has. Don't rate this level. Okay, so I've completed Don't Rate This level, so I actually can talk about the gameplay, and oddly, it's actually very fun, with a bit of an asterisk, and we'll get to that in a second, but this level is ridiculously fun, but in a very specific way. This level was made to make fun of 2.0 levels, and you can feel that baked into every aspect, including the gameplay, and ever since my old video, I have gotten a lot more accustomed to weird, and I guess you could say in quotes, bad levels, and because of that, I've gotten used to working around weird bullshit, and I think that this level strikes a perfect balance where you're kind of working around its crap factor and enjoying it, versus it just being outright shit. Again, though, there's an asterisk, and that asterisk comes from the fact that I really don't understand why those wave clicks were put at the very end of the level. These wave clicks are fucking evil, and they ruin the From Zero experience. Like, they are just here to be annoying, and that's it. Yeah, we're gonna call this one A tier as well. It is obviously very carried by the fact that it's funny. Like, it is a really good joke level, and it's really effective. So I'm gonna put it in A, I'm gonna put it above Conical, but I cannot in good faith put it in S because those last clicks really do suck, but I do actually really like it. So next up we have Falling Up. This is very close to me just putting it in I don't know tier and leaving it at that, because I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea if the gameplay's fun. It feels like it's bad, but a lot of people say it's good, but then the same people that say it's good say that the duel at the end is horrible, and I'm just not gonna touch the gameplay on this one. I have no idea. I'm not gonna pretend that I know how it plays. But the reason I'm not putting it in I don't know tier is because even if the gameplay is the worst thing ever, it's still going in S. It's going in S below Lit Fuse, though. And the reason it's going in S is because, Jesus fucking Christ, this is the best use of a song I've ever seen. Like, legitimately, you could just skip to any point of this level at pure random and just pay attention to the song rep, and it's probably flawless. Like, oh my god. Just, wow. And I also think the theme, while also being executed very well, it's a very unique theme that you don't see very often. The idea of falling upwards is really cool as an idea, and the level plays off that theme very, very well. I like that it progresses in terms of that theme very well, too, starting off in, like, the city and ending in the clouds. It's cool. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. It's a cool level. Yeah, I don't fully know how to feel about High. This level has a lot of pros and a lot of cons, because on one hand, the deco is really cool, it's got some very unique gameplay, it's got one of the coolest pre-drops of any GD level. I know that these spikes are ridiculously simple, but for some reason they've always just tickled my brain in the right way. And then the moment you enter the non-single spike part of the level, like you enter all the rest of the pre-drop gameplay, I don't know, there's just something that sticks with me about this level. But the thing is, this might be KrmaL's most questionable level in terms of gameplay, because, like, I think the gameplay being kind of ass adds to it. I feel like this level's whole thing is that it's meant to be intense and in your face, and I feel like the gameplay being kind of frustrating adds to that, but also it goes a little overboard with making the gameplay frustrating. I just think that this level can be kind of unfun to a degree that makes you just not like it, but I also feel like, I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about this. It's such a weird level because it is not fun, but it's one of the only levels where it not being fun kind of adds to it in a way. Yeah, I think the way I feel about this is I'm gonna put it B above Rearmed. That feels right to me. That feels very right to me. Next up, what the fuck is this? Valor. What the fuck is this? I really didn't think I'd have more of these, but yeah, this one's going in I don't know tier. I'm gonna put it above Phobos because it looks really cool, but the gameplay, I don't really know what I think about it, because on one hand, it looks really questionable, but on the other hand, it simultaneously looks really fun. I don't know, I feel like more than any other level on this list, I have to beat this one before I can form an opinion. But I will say, within the I don't know tier, I am still attempting to rank them because I think Valor looks pretty cool. I think that it is a interesting level with a lot of cool ideas. So yeah, I'll put it in I don't know tier because I don't really feel like I'm capable of ranking this one, but I just want to point out that I think this is cool. I like this level. Elite Z Rebirth. Oh boy. Yeah, this level... So, I'm aware that this isn't actually KrmaL's gameplay. This is an old impossible level that KrmaL and Airswipe basically remastered and verified. It kind of got the Phobos treatment, but if Phobos was redecorated to look better. But this is a really old impossible level from what I understand. This is like pre 1.9, I think. So, you know, none of the bad things about this level are KrmaL's fault because this is old, but those problems are still in the level, and they are major problems. The gameplay in this level is so fucking bad, but it almost feels like it would be fun to get around how bad the gameplay is. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense, but like the gameplay in this is fucking terrible, but I feel like I would enjoy how bad the gameplay is, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be kind of fun to work around the level's bullshit, and I feel like the only part I don't feel that way to is the dual straight fly two-player mode thing. Aside of that, every other part in this level seems like it would be really fun to figure out how to deal with. I just wish it didn't have the two-player mode straight fly, because then I'd consider the level, like, you know, somewhat playable to me. Like, I'd actually kind of go for it, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like as it stands, this has got to go bottom of D tier. I'm not gonna put it in F. I'm not gonna put it in F because this level has a fuck ton of aura. It's raw as fuck, and it is something that I genuinely think is kind of cool, and I like it, but in terms of gameplay, this is just a rare KrmaL. I just don't see this being fun to play. I really don't. I think that two-player ship is really bad. Alright, this is another big one. Manx by KrmaL. This is the original level. The one where you can see the gameplay came after this. And now that I know that, this is going in top of A. I would put this in S tier, but the thing is, I've been trying to improve at invisible levels, and because of that, I am now capable of doing a lot of invisible gameplay. I'm not the best, you know what I mean? I'm still struggling with Invisible Deadlocked, but Manx by KrmaL, I have some very small runs on. I played a bit of it, and what I can tell you is that this level should be good, but there's just a couple choices here and there and a couple bugged things here and there that make the level feel kind of RNG. It kind of ruins the experience a little bit, and that's what's barring it from S. But this level looks really good, and you feel like a fucking badass pulling off this level's gameplay. It's cool. I like it. I just wish that it was fixed up a little bit, and granted, I don't know how many of those problems are just bad design of the gameplay and how many of those problems are the level was broken in 2.2. For all I know, the thing that's barring this from S could just not be KrmaL's fault, but it's still there, so I'm putting it in A. Black Blizzard. Black Blizzard is going in S tier above Lit Fuse. Structure, theming, and progression-wise, Black Blizzard is basically just a better Lit Fuse in every sense of the word. It has a similar thing where it starts off calm and gets more and more chaotic as it goes, which matches its theming, but instead of its theming being around a bomb exploding, it is themed around a black blizzard, and the farther in you get, the closer you get to this tornado within, you know, a blizzard. And so the level builds up the atmosphere by introducing more and more fog, more and more chaotic storm deco. This level also pushes the intensity through the gameplay, having the climax be this crazy fucking duel. And the parts that are simple are still made difficult by making the gameplay complex from a physics perspective. Like, this gameplay looks simple, but there's a lot of know-how that goes into beating this. Generally, I think this level is perfect. I think every decision that was made with it was a good one. The only reason Heartbeat is above it is because I think Heartbeat's atmosphere is better, but Black Blizzard, you could definitely argue, has better theming than Heartbeat, and I do agree with that. But the atmosphere of Heartbeat is really good. I like Heartbeat a lot, so it's not beating Heartbeat for me, but yeah. Hungry Humphrey. Yeah, this level I legitimately do not understand the existence of. Like, it's such a random level that KrmaL just kind of made and released, and I have no idea why this was made. It's such a weird level. The entire level is just this disembodied face. This level, I think back in the day, used to end up in compilations of, like, the creepiest GD levels, which, I mean, I don't think it's that creepy, but I definitely get it. It's very uncanny and looks very weird. It's just a weird level. This level's very off-putting. Thing is I think the gameplay is genuinely kind of fun, so I don't know. This is a very fucking weird level. I will say one thing about Hungry Humphrey that I never see anyone praise is that I genuinely think the song choice is fucking insane. Like, I don't know if anyone really actively thinks about this, considering they're probably focused on... The song usage is really strong. I genuinely think that more than any other level, the song fits this so fucking well. And that's something I just want to point out. I think that's really cool. I'm gonna put this level... We're gonna say A tier, below don't rate this level. That's what I'm feeling with that one. Actually, below Conical. Yeah, there we go. Below Conical Depression. Now we get into the first of the unrated levels, not counting the other invisible ones. This is the first of, like, the really bad unrated ones. And, Big Boned is basically just half the level, if not over half, is UFO spam, and the rest of it is weird-ass timing gameplay, and this level... I mean, it's a mess. It's a mess, and it feels like KrmaL was just randomly doing shit. But at the same time, it's a shitpost, so whatever, I can forgive it. That being said, I'm not going to put it any higher than F tier, but just because it's an F tier doesn't mean I think it's bad. It's a shitpost. It's a shitpost, and it's kind of unfair to compare this to the rest of KrmaL's catalog, and this will not be the only time that issue comes up. But I actually like it. I think it's a really funny level. I just look at it. You know what I mean? I feel like the reason I'm putting this in F is rather self-explanatory. Steel Gear. I gotta look at footage of this one. What the fuck? I forgot what this looks like already. Alright, so I'm putting Steel Gear in the top of I don't know tier because, as you can imagine, I don't know. But similar to all the others, I do still have an opinion on it. I'm just putting it here because I don't know how it plays, and I don't really... like, I'm just not too familiar with this level. But Steel Gear, it looks really fun. I just also think that it looks like it could be annoying from Zero. I don't know how exactly this level plays from Zero. I don't know how fun it is. I don't really... I mean, I don't know. It looks kind of simple, but it also has a charm to it that really almost just makes me want to play it. There's just something about the level that I really like, and more than any other level on this list, I'm going to try to beat Steel Gear. I don't know when. It's gonna probably be when the Rearmed arc ends, but I'm going to try to beat Steel Gear. I want to beat it, and I hope that I enjoy it, because if I end up finding Steel Gear fun, it's going to be an S tier level, because there's just something so charming about it. How I feel about this level is going to entirely depend on how fun I find it when I beat it. And yeah, that's why it's going in I don't know tier, because I haven't made up my mind on it yet. Message to RobTop is the next of, like, the joke unrated levels, and this level's extremely funny. Basically, the idea of this level is that it is covered in text that is thanking RobTop for being a good developer and all that sort of stuff. Meanwhile, there is some of the most batshit insane demon gameplay you'll ever see happening in the background. There's something so funny about it, and originally I would have just put this in like B tier because it's funny, but I gotta bump it up to A below Hungry Humphrey because there's a joke in this level that fucking slays me, and it's sign your name if you agree, and Crazy Man is the only person that signed his name in this fucked up block maze at the end, and I don't know, it's the cherry on top. There's just something so funny about that. EXO. Yeah, this is going top of B. I like EXO. I really think the song rep is good, and there's a lot of details in EXO that I think are just legitimately cool. Like the fact that if you die in this part, it changes the text to say X though, which is a really funny Easter egg. I really like the detail at the beginning that the pulsing is in sync with the strings of the guitar. There's a lot of nice details in here, but I can't help but think that the song rep could have been better if there was a bit more deco. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the level being layout style is charming, and there was a lot of cool stuff done with it, but at the same time, I feel like doing this did hinder the level a bit, because it almost makes me wonder how much better this could have been if it was actually, like, properly decorated and the atmosphere built up more, because I'm imagining, like, the sync part with the orbs, how fucking crazy the gameplay could have gone with that, and I also feel like this level could have progressed and became more intense visually as you went in, but instead, because this level's layout style, a lot of it is kind of stagnant in the sense that the level does just look the same all the way through. The gameplay, however, is a whole different discussion. As much as I don't really think this level would be too fun for me, like, not because it's bad, I just don't think this gameplay is for me. This is just a level I wouldn't like. I really appreciate how unique a lot of the gameplay is in this level and the way this level abuses the physics. There's just a lot of really fun stuff in this that I think is really clever. But yeah, I'm gonna put it top of B, and the thing that holds it back that far is not actually the deco, it's the orb sync part. The orb sync part kinda sucks, because the way this part works is if you click when you're not touching an orb, you instantly die, and that would be fine if it wasn't for the fact that if you hit the orbs late, you can veer off and die, and the sync is ever so slightly off, just enough to mess with you. So, you know, kind of annoying. Don't really like that. But other than that, I think the level's neat. Low death. This level, while it is making fun of aspects of gameplay and design that KrmaL doesn't like, you know, stuff like putting the text on screen to cover up the gameplay to make fun of writing down the lyrics in the song, that was genuinely, I am still convinced, done to make fun of tropes that KrmaL doesn't like in levels. You know, it feels like it was a shitpost, but I don't think this was some malicious thing to make fun of High Life like I made it out to be in the original video. I think that's stupid, and I don't know what I was on, because from what I understand, my alarm clock just went off. Anyways, as I was saying, I think the level is more meant to be a lighthearted joke, because what I did not know is that KrmaL and the creator of High Life are like, or at least were, really close friends. I obviously don't know if they still talk, but they were really close friends, and KrmaL got their permission to do this. So this was like endorsed by the original creator, and yeah, I feel like an idiot for not knowing that. So that being said, it's not that original. It is still High Life, but buffed, so I can't put it in S, unfortunately. That being said, I feel comfortable putting it in A above Manx because this level's surprisingly really fun. Yeah, I don't know what I said about the gameplay in the original video, but it was the original video. It sucked, so I was probably wrong. This level is legitimately fun. Like almost everything in the gameplay. And the things that aren't fun are so brief and so easy to get past that it's not a big deal. Low Death is a genuinely fun level. All of it's fun, and I want to beat it at some point because it is legitimately just, I don't know, something about it. It's a fun level. Old Lady is going in bottom of F. The gameplay is better than Big Boned, but the song just...
Maria! Maria! Can you come over here? I'm so old I can't brush my feet.
Yeah, no. Make your fire flower. This is legitimately just one of those levels that you'd find in the recent tab where it'd be like, copy this level and make your thing, and KrmaL just did one for some reason. Top of F. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this tier list. This is my tier list. I don't really have that much more to say. I just wanted to redo this because the original video genuinely sucked and my opinions have changed drastically. I do feel like Heartbeat being the best KrmaL level is gonna piss a lot of people off because I've seen that a lot of people don't like the gameplay of the level, and even I have some issues with it, like the weird alignment frame perfect at the end, but I can forgive those things because the level is just that good. And everything else on this tier list I think is good. I don't have issues with any of it. I think this is good. What I will say, and what I want you all to notice, is that ignoring the 3 unrated shitposts, nothing is really in F tier. And yeah, that's my big opinion change. I think every KrmaL level is redeemable in at least some way. I think that all of them have value, all of them are interesting, and I don't know, I just feel like I like every single KrmaL level, basically. They're all, in my opinion, good, and I like them all. That's like the big opinion change. I don't hate any of these levels. I think they're all really interesting. And yeah. Shout out to my channel member, ZenoX50. If you would like to have your name read out at the end of my videos, all you have to do is become a member. Becoming a member financially supports me and assists me in making more content.